All right. Welcome back, everybody. All right. Wait for people to show up, if they do show up, that is. So I've had a couple of people ask, mostly Kalia, to do another cooking stream, because I used to do, I've done a cooking stream on here before. It is kind of weird that I'm basically making the same thing that I made last time I did a cooking stream, but I guess you won't hold that against me. All right. So what we're doing is I'm going to be peeling potatoes for a little bit, but I'm going to be making bacon wrapped pork tenderloin. I'm going to make a fresh Caesar salad. We're going to make braised Brussels sprouts. When we make braised Brussels sprouts, they pretty much just get baked in the oven. You can also do them in your air fryer. But they get they get butter and Parmesan cheese on them, and they're just so good. They're so good. And then I'm making mashed potatoes. I'm going to be making a bunch of stuffing, because stuffing is literally my favorite thing about a holiday. So I have a bunch of stuffing. But yeah, I'm going to peel some potatoes while I get some of the stuff done. But we're also going to be making bacon wrapped pork tenderloin, which I'm going to show you guys how I do bacon wrapped pork tenderloin. So what I like to do when I peel potatoes is I grab an old shopping bag, and then I just hang it on the chair next to me, so I can just put my peels in there. You can also use the bag from your potatoes if you want to. Happy Easter, by the way, to everybody. Like I said, I'm going to be, just doing some prep here. Nothing too serious. Bacon wrapped pork tenderloin is it's really good because you're taking bacon and you're inserting fat into pork tenderloin, which is a leaner meat. Inserting flavor by using fat in the culinary world is called barding, where you're taking fat to infuse flavor into leaner meat. That's why when you get like a filet mignon, you see a lot of the bacon wrapped filet mignon. Yeah. Pork tenderloin is also not very expensive, so it's really good for feeding a lot of people. And it looks really good too. You know what I mean? You don't have to cook it like a roast. If you want to, you can cut the pork tenderloin up into smaller cutlets or chops, and then wrap a piece of bacon around like the outside. You cut them into circles. You'd wrap it around the outside, and then just toothpick it. Happy Easter, Brian. Happy Easter, Keone. How you doing? Good to see you. How's everybody been? I hope you guys are doing wonderful. I just figured I'm going to be peeling potatoes here for a little bit. I thought I would hang out with you guys while I do this. You guys could chill out with me while we discuss some planned Easter dinner. I also got some rolls to make. Those aren't going to be very hard. One of the easiest breads to make is actually focaccia. Maybe I'll make focaccia with you guys sometime. And show you guys how easy it is to make focaccia at home from scratch. Very easy. You don't need any special equipment. You can do it all in a metal bowl. Well, it doesn't have to be a metal bowl, but I like using a metal bowl. So when I peel potatoes, I don't get everything off. I don't mind if a little bit of skin's left on there. It ain't gonna hurt nobody. Make sure you get all those dark spots out. Yeah, I got like 10 pounds of potatoes to peel. So I usually use a paring knife, but I don't have any good sharp paring knives at the house, so I'd rather just use this peeler. See, that's a dark spot right there. But you can just use your peeler and dig in there. Comes right out. A lot of like old school peelers, like the little metal ones at the tip, they have a thing for you to, here, I'll show you guys what they look like. I'm not going to be using this one. So your peelers, your old metal peelers, that's what that tip's for, right? The tip is to dig in like this, circle around like this, and then it pulls out that perfect black spot of potato without taking out too much. That's what those are for. That's what plastic ones don't have that. You know what I mean? Was the Easter Bunny good to you and your family? Yeah. Sean Poirier, what's up, bro? How you doing? Make sure you tell Mika I said hi and happy holidays. I always feel so weird saying happy holidays on Easter because it's like it's one day. You know what I mean? It's not like, like Thanksgiving or Christmas, But yeah, if you guys are just jumping in, we are prepping some potatoes because we're going to be making mashed potatoes. We're going to be making bacon wrapped pork tenderloin, which I love. The other cool thing about bacon wrapped pork tenderloin is you can just make a really simple glaze for it, right? Some Dijon mustard. Make sure it's Dijon though, because yellow mustard is way more vinegary than which is good, like in some marinades, but Dijon mustard has less vinegar, like taste. So like Dijon mustard, some brown sugar, honey, mix that up, really thin, add a little bit of water to thin it out. And then after you wrap the pork tenderloin in bacon, you baste it, cook it, pull it out, and when it's almost done, you baste it again with that marinade, and it's pretty banging. I'm not going to be doing a marinade today because we got kids coming and stuff, so I'm just going to make the regular pork tenderloin. Some salt, pepper, garlic, nothing too crazy. Also, when I make, dinners like this, when I make the mashed and the stuffing and everything else, I use real butter because it's a holiday, and real butter makes everything taste better. Mashed potatoes, stuffing, all of that, all tastes better with real butter. And then we're going to make some yeast rolls. I'm going to be making a Caesar salad. I got my heads of romaine to chop up. I got some nice fresh parm, croutons. Sometimes I make croutons, but I didn't have any old bread to do it, so. And I didn't feel like buying a loaf of, baguette to make it. I don't really like shop and save baguettes. Like if you want to make really good croutons or like crostini, you need like that good French style baguettes, with a crisp on the outside, not basically a white loaf of bread, which is like what Hannaford or Shop and Save or whatever you have around you. I love those too. What's up, Jackie? This isn't DBD. Every time I make pork tenderloin, it's so dry. That's Timmy. Okay, so that's another reason that the bacon wrap is so important on pork tenderloin, because it helps keep it moist, right? And another thing with pork tenderloin is when you have whole pork, not ground pork, pork only needs to be cooked to 145 degrees. It can have pink in it. It won't hurt you. I like a pinker pork tenderloin. I don't want it like medium rare or anything, but like medium well. So it's just got a little tiny bit of hot pink left in it. And it makes it nice and juicy. Moist, exactly. Keeps it nice and moist. Did I say in the description that this was DBD? I didn't remember putting in a description that this was DBD. Maybe we'll do some DBD later, because I haven't streamed for a couple days. I've been playing the new Mercenary mode on Resident Evil 4 Remake. It's really fun. And I don't even usually play Mercenaries, but I had a lot of fun playing Mercenaries. Yeah, so I'm just going to be peeling potatoes. We're going to peel our Brussels sprouts, because I love Brussels sprouts. The kids all like Brussels sprouts. Brussels sprouts kind of has like a broccoli taste to them. when you saute them. We were thinking about doing some fried cabbage. So we'll take cabbage and shred it up like you're making coleslaw, but fry it off in the pan with just butter, salt, pepper, garlic, and that's pretty banging too. Just joking with you. Oh, I got you. It's good to see you, Keone. Sunday, how you doing? Good to see you. Yeah, so happy Easter, everybody. You guys can see my big-ass hands from all the years of working culinary. Messing up my hands. I remember in chef school, I saw my chef's hands and how fucking huge and deformed they were. Cooking is definitely not easy on the hands, that's for sure. Especially when you're peeling a bunch of shit, but, you know, I haven't cooked for a while. But yeah, you know, that's what your old bag for your potatoes works really well to get rid of all your peels, or you can just use like an old shopping bag. That's what I do. And then all my waste goes in there. Makes it really easy. Yeah, so I'm making like 10 pounds of potatoes. I gotta feed like 17 people, so pork tenderloin is a really good alternative to like doing turkey or something, because pork tenderloin only takes, you know, anywhere from 40 minutes to like an hour and 20 minutes, depending on how big it is. So it's very easy to make. You know, you put the bacon wrapped pork tenderloin in the oven and you cook it for like, you know, 20, 30 minutes. And then you cover it loosely, because you don't want to wrap pork tenderloin, because when you bake pork tenderloin and you wrap it, it'll come out and it'll be all gray and crappy looking. Not that nice, you know, crisp bacon on the outside, nice and juicy on the inside. So yeah, you definitely don't want to, yeah, do that. Another ugly spot. There we go. Ugly spot gone. Ugly spot gone. What's up, buddy? You okay?
Looking for that jeans I put in here.
Are you getting dressed? For what?
Bag.
Okay. You're not gonna be here for... No, you're good, buddy. Lainey, what's up? I made bunny buns last night. Oh, you gotta describe those for me. What are bunny buns? Sounds good. I didn't make any dessert this time. I let my mom make the dessert. Like, we weren't even planning on doing Easter dinner, but my mom called me. And we had her up here last Easter, and I think the Easter before. And, like, it was just going to be me, Mom, my stepdad, Melford, and, you know, like, the kids. But then my brother and his wife got invited. We invited them. And then, yeah. My mom was asking what we were making, but she was more suggesting what she likes me to make, because my mom really likes certain things that I make. She likes my steak, pork tender. She loves the pork tenderloin because it's really good. It's just so juicy. It's very hard to mess up. You know, just have a loose sheet of tin foil so you don't burn your bacon. I also use like nice, usually you want to do it in like a roasting pan so it doesn't really sit in its own juices and boil. But I got one of those disposable pans because it's just easier. Another thing you can do is, if you don't have a roasting pan, you can use a sockle to elevate the meat so it doesn't sit in the juice. So you can take like a couple chunks of potato, put it in the bottom of the pan, or some carrots or something, and then you put the roast on top of it. So, you know, pretend this is the roast, and then you have it sitting like this in the pan, so it's not sitting on the bottom of the pan. Lynn Garcia, how you doing? Bad Load, thank you for jumping in, my guy. Italian Easter bread, the braided bread with eggs in the middle. Okay, yes. I know what you're saying. Making pizzellis today. Nice. Easter. Happy Easter. What's up, Crystal? Good to see you. It's good to see all of you guys and girls. I hope you guys have a very wonderful holiday with your family or chosen family. You know, I hope you have a wonderful time. Usually when I do holidays for like rolls, I just like to get the take and bake rolls that come in that little, they come in the bag and they're in the box. You know what I mean? Like the open box. So you just throw them in the oven. They take like 3 minutes in the oven. You're just browning them. They got wheat and white. That's what I usually use. But we got some yeast rolls this time instead. So I'm just going to make some regular dinner rolls, which I like those too. But yeah, everything I'm making cooks really quickly. So like I said, it's very easy to use for like a dinner with a bunch of people. You know, so you don't have to cook like a 6-hour turkey. I think the turkey and hams and stuff like that get used because they're so big and they're just, you just throw them in. But they take so long to cook. Like you have to spend all day cooking. Pork tenderloin, you don't have to do that. You know? I don't remember what we spent on the pork tenderloin. And usually at the supermarket, right? They have the pork tenderloins that are in the bag, right? You usually find them in the fridge section. They're already marinated. Like you got the black peppercorn one, you got the garlic one, they got like a honey chicken one or rotisserie flavored ones. Sometimes I'll use those because they're already marinated and everything. But I've noticed last time that sometimes they can be a tad bit salty. Usually you have to add some extra seasoning to them, but you don't have to. But pork tenderloin's really good when it's been marinated. Let's see how this one works. Actually, that's not bad. This takes off less. You're probably like, Ryan, why is that all bent? It's bent because I've noticed that when I peel apples with it, it's easier to get a nice grip on it. You know what I mean? And it helps me when I'm going around the apple. That's why it's bent like that. I bend all of them. But this kind of goes through it a little bit easier. And all right. Almost done with this bag. And then we'll move on to get those bagged pork loins are incredibly salty. Yeah. That's why I didn't go with it this time instead of the bagged. Actually, we'll use that. I'm going to use, I'll show you guys what I got. I have them in another bag because I've noticed that these kind of tend to leak sometimes. But this is the pork tenderloin right here. It's not marinated. It's just bagged like you'd buy it, like if you're a restaurant. And then, yeah. How much did we pay for this? $2.99 a pound. So, not bad. You know, it's not like turkey or ham, which can be like $1 something a pound. But, yeah. So, I got 3 of these. How much is this? 2.5 pounds. This is going to take about an hour and 20 minutes to cook. I got 3 of them. And then I usually get the disposable pans. So no fuss, no mess. Goes right in the trash. Don't have to wash it. And then usually while I'm cooking, I don't like a sink full of dishes. So I clean my dishes as I go, so I don't have to do them later. And then, yeah, we live in Maine. We use paper plates and paper, and plastic cutlery, because, that's not the good thing about pork tenderloin. You don't need steak knives to eat it or anything weird to eat it. Happy Easter, everybody. I hope you guys are having a wonderful holiday. You got to spend it with your kids or your family. What's everybody else doing for dinner? Are you guys doing any dinner today? You went to culinary school, right? Yes, I did. I went to Johnston and Wales in Rhode Island. Hello, you doing your own cooking show? Yeah, James, I did this last year too. Where I hang out with you guys. And we work on what I'm making. Here, guys, I'll show you the dinner rolls I'm doing. You know, everything is better when you make it fresh, but you can find some really fresh or frozen substitutes for some stuff for convenience that are still really good, right? Like these right here are banging yeast rolls. They only take about 10 minutes in the oven. You just put them on, you put them in there frozen, cover them with a little bit of butter or whatever you want. And they're just nice, kind of like focaccia rolls. You know? Smells good. Very easy to make. You can pop them in at the end when everything's almost done. You know what I mean? It's back in the freezer real quick because I don't want them to thaw. They have different cook times. How come I can't close this? There we go. And then my mom's making like a chocolate pie and an apple pie. Actually, I think she might have bought an apple pie because there was no apples left, but I'm not a big pie fan. I mean, I like pie, but I'm like a strawberry rhubarb or, you know, a nice custardy pie. My mom's chocolate pies come out kind of custardy. Actually, I have some pie shells over there, and I think I have some pudding. I could make a pudding pie. Could make a pistachio pie. I think I got... Actually, I might have the stuff to make it. Hold on. I do have some graham cracker pie. Best Buy. Well, it went bad in December. Well, it's not bad, but Best Buy. What's this one? October. I think I have some. I know I have some. I'll have to look for it when I get a minute. I got some pistachio stuff. Sister Schubert's rolls are so good. Good. Yeah. Yeah, some frozen dinner rolls are not very good in my opinion, but those ones are really good. Like I said, you butter them before you cook them. Oh, so good. Just a little brush of butter on top, real butter. Yeah, whenever I do a holiday meal, I always use real butter to make the mashed potatoes, the stuffing, everything else, because, you know, it's a holiday. It's supposed to be really good, right? So we spend the extra $1 to have real butter, you know? Because real butter, man, like, real butter is just so good. And mashed potatoes taste better with real butter. Everything tastes better with real butter. I mean, come on. Also, when you're baking, real butter makes a world of difference in baking. All right, we got another bag to do. And then we're going to move on to the Brussels sprouts. Yeah. Colea has asked me to do this like 100 times. Like, when are you going to do another cooking show? Usually I just use my hand. I just show my hands while I'm doing it. But I figured I could sit right here and then I can show you guys what I'm doing as I'm doing it. So I'll be here for a while. If you guys want to chat and stay busy with me, feel free to talk so we have something to talk about. Yeah, and then I'm going to make some Caesar salad. You know what are really good? Croutons. You know, most of the time the bag croutons aren't very good. You know, like these kind of bag croutons. They're okay in a pinch, but I don't really care for them. They have these Texas toast ones that are garlic bread croutons, basically. And they're so fucking good. Hannaford makes them. And they're made out of like the actual Texas Toast, garlic bread brand. And they're so good. Yeah. There's a couple things that you can buy pre-made. That the difference between me making it from scratch and me making it, from the bag, very little difference. And those croutons are really good, like really good. Also, Bertoli's jarred sauce for their Alfredo is pretty good. Their red wine marinara in the jar is really good too. It needs very little doctoring to be better. Yeah, so I got 20 rolls. Damn, I don't even know if that's going to be enough. 20 rolls? I mean, it is. It's just, I don't think we're going to have any leftovers of rolls anyways. Everybody will get a roll, I guess. Yeah, I probably should have told them to grab another bag. Shit. That's okay. I think I got some biscuits or something, or some rolls in a can that I can make. Halfway there. Oh, more than halfway there, but halfway up on the pot. So I'm going to cover these in water and let them sit for a while before I start cooking them. Yeah. Did a really easy, simple thing. My mom's going to bring up a ham too, so there's a ham for people who don't like pork tenderloin, which, some people just don't like pork. I know ham is pork, but, ham is just so different from, like, cows. Like, beef, most of the cuts of beef, you can tell it's steak, right? Pork is just so different. Like, pork tenderloin, pork chops, ground pork, and ham. Like, because of the cured and uncured parts of ham. But I like fresh pork more than... Why let them sit in water? Does that do something? No, it just keeps them from going brown. Some people, when they make mashed potatoes, they chop their potatoes up into like little chunks and cook them like that. But, and if you're just doing a little thing of mashed potato for yourself, it's not a big deal, but you'll lose a lot of the starch that makes potatoes so good. Like, really, if you have a ricer, it's preferable to not even peel potatoes before you boil them. You should leave them in the skin, because their skin's very, very thin. And then a ricer, as you're ricing it, it's gonna keep the peels in the ricer. It's not gonna go through, just the potato is. And it helps keep the starch in there, and they boil better, and they set up better as the mashed potato. Because you ever made mashed potatoes or had mashed potatoes where somebody cooked them and they tasted watery? Like, they're still thick, but they taste watery? That's that taste. It's because you boiled all the good stuff out of the potato. Yeah. But if you let your potatoes sit in water, they're not going to brown before you cook them. Potatoes last for a while, out peeled anyways. Not like a shit long time, but longer than like apples, because apples tend to turn brown very quickly. You can also, when you're peeling apples for like apple pie and stuff, or you're using, like fresh apple and you don't want it to turn brown, you can take a bowl of cold water and you add a little bit of lemon juice. And it will keep them from turning brown. You just let them soak in the water. Not a lot of lemon juice. You only need a tiny little bit, or then you're going to have lemony apples. But just a little bit. It will keep them from turning brown. I love mashed potatoes, man, but I'm not a big fan of baked potatoes. Like, I don't dislike them. I just not really my thing. Whenever we do mashed or baked potatoes in my house, though, we always have bacon bits and sour cream and cheese, so we can always do loaded potatoes. Like, I like loaded mashed potatoes. The kids like loaded mashed potatoes. I got so much bacon. We should have just used that microwave bacon and chopped that up. They could have put that on there instead of grabbing the bacon bits, but... Man, I keep getting the small ones. The small ones, dude. You get 100 of these small ones. It takes forever to peel everything. I want all the big ones. But it's kind of nice when a lot of the potatoes are pretty uniform in size, so that one potato doesn't cook vastly faster than the others. That's why if you have any like really big potatoes and you have a lot of small ones, you know, you can chop one of those potatoes in half, so that, because that looks about half the size of this one. So I'll end up chopping this one in half so they cook at the same time. But yeah, don't cube it up. Alright. Crap, I gotta plan something real quick. How much butter is this gonna take? I need to know how much butter I need for all of this stuffing. I can't remember. I might end up having to use margarine for the stuffing if it's too much butter. 1/4 of a cup of margarine. Okay, so 1 package. Okay, so I need 3/4 a cup of butter for this box. So a cup of butter for these. And then we grabbed extra because everybody in my family likes stuffing pretty much. Butter. How about the whole thing? 6 cups? How much is in here? Half makes up to 12 half-cup servings. So double this. So 3 tablespoons. So it'd be 6 tablespoons of butter for this whole can, plus a cup of butter for the 3 boxes. All right. You think they'd have, since it's all literally the same brand, they would use the same measurements, but the canned stuffing actually has different measurements than the box stuffing. My mom makes fresh homemade stuffing that I love for like Christmas and Thanksgiving. But I like the stovetop stuffing too. Tenshi, what's up? Shayla, how you doing? Good to see you. Almost done, chat, then we'll move on to the... I guess I should have started this after I started cooking, huh? What time is it? 1:30? Alright, I told my mom to be here for 4, so I should probably start hurrying up here a little bit. I was taking my time, but yeah, I should probably start zooming through here. Like I said, I don't mind a little bit of peel left on my potato as long as it's not covered in them. I like red potatoes too. Red potatoes, I'll just leave the peel right on them, man. I love, or I'll just take off like a little bit. I love red mashed potatoes. It's so good. Red potatoes are, man, so good. But some people don't like them as much as regular mashed potatoes. I think red mashed potatoes turn out better than normal mashed potatoes. They're great for like shepherd's pie, you know, roasted red potatoes. I like red potatoes. I think you can just do so many cool things with roasted reds, and they have this very distinct flavor about them. The consistency of when they mash them, they're very, you know, chunky. Chef potatoes can be kind of watery, and red potatoes are like thicker and, you know, taste good. And then a trick when you don't peel the red potatoes and you don't have a ricer, when you have a masher, chat, and you don't peel your red potatoes and you're mixing them, if you just mash down in the pot, mash down, mash down, mash down, mash down, the skins, this kind of acts like a ricer, right? So all the skins will go to the bottom of the pot, and you can scoop out of the pot, you know what I mean? And then leave that really peely amount at the bottom, and you'll get like a quarter of the peels in your actual potatoes. And then you can mix them up, and it kind of doesn't waste a lot of the potato, and it makes it a lot easier to do. What's the meat you're making? We're making bacon wrapped pork tenderloin, Tenchi. And then I got a ham coming too. But yeah, I usually, when my mom comes up, she really loves my pork tenderloin, so I make it for her because she loves it. And bacon wrapped pork tenderloin is pretty hard to mess up. It's very hard to overcook it. You can overcook it, but the bacon helps keep the pork tenderloin nice and moist. Because I know somebody earlier said that every time they make pork tenderloin, it comes out dry, which means you're probably overcooking it. And pork tenderloin doesn't have to be cooked to 165 degrees like chicken. I know a lot of people, they see pink pork and they're like, oh my God, I'm going to get sick. But pork tenderloin can be eaten just like a steak. You could eat it medium rare if you want to. It only has to be cooked to 145 degrees to be safe. Ground pork needs to be cooked to 155. The difference, that 10-degree difference, that's the same with hamburger too. Hamburger is supposed to be cooked to 155 too. And the reason that ground meats get cooked longer to a higher internal temperature is because imagine this potato was a steak, right? So with your meat, you have normal surface bacteria that's all around the food. When you drop it into your pan and start cooking it, that 145 degrees is what it takes to kill most of that surface bacteria, the harmful surface bacteria, so that it's safe to eat. But all that surface bacteria, now think about this, when you put that potato in a grinder, all that surface bacteria is getting mixed in together, right? So that inside of the steak that normally wouldn't have any surface bacteria mixed into it, that's why they have to raise the internal temperature to 155 degrees for like ground beef and ground pork, is because that surface bacteria gets mixed in while it's being ground up. Happy Easter, Ryan. What's up, Jonah? Good to see you. Happy Easter to you, too. I never know what to say. I'm like, happy or Merry Easter, right? You know what I mean? I never know what to say. Neither one of them feels normal to me. I just see my mom commenting on my post from earlier. Yummy, can't wait. Yeah. Yep. She had no plans for Easter, and she called me like a week or two in advance and was like, what are you guys doing for Easter? And I thought she was inviting us, right? And I was like, oh, and I picked up that she was trying to be invited. Because she wanted that pork tenderloin, baby. Yeah. Yep, so I got my brother, Little Mel. I call him Little Mel. And then I got Big Mel, my stepdad. And then I got my mom. And then I have my brother Mel's wife, Tina. Tina's coming over. And then their three small kids are coming over. And then I have Hunter, Gabby. Hannah's back from school right now. Hannah actually did most of the shopping for this yesterday because I had a headache, so I had to lay down. I had a really bad migraine. So Megan and I just gave her a shopping list and was like, here, please pick these things up. And she did a really good job. And I got enough to feed all these people. And we got nice Brussels sprouts, pork tenderloin. Why not both, right? Happy Easter. What's up, Ray? How you doing? Coco, there you are. I was wondering when you were going to pop in. Lauren Vandergraft, how you doing? I was wondering, Lindsay Baldwin, how you doing? Good to see you. I was wondering when you were going to pop in. Okay, we're down to our last 3 potatoes. Thank fucking God. I used to make, so when I worked down in Portland at the Front Room, that was a restaurant where we made everything from scratch, right? When I say everything, even our mayonnaise was made from scratch. We made, will you shut the fuck up? Shut up! We made everything from scratch. Our salad dressings, everything. So we had a static menu, but we also had a, we used to do anywhere from like, we'd do like 3 or 4 salad specials a night. And then we would have, 4 to 6 different specials every night, like meat related, like, burgers or something, or, oh, well, we always had burgers, but like different stuff. Like if halibut was on sale, we would grab whatever, was on sale or cheaper than normal and do, stuff we don't normally have. Every Sunday we did a prime rib. Shut up! Holy fucking shit, dude. That cat, dude. That's what you guys don't understand. That's what I deal with all the time. That's what he'll do. He'll just sit there. He'll sit there for an hour doing that. He made himself hoarse one time. You ever seen a cat meow with nothing coming out? He literally meowed until he couldn't meow anymore. Fucking asshole. He never used to do that when he was younger either. And then I taught him to meow. I know, taught a cat how to meow. That's not what I mean. He never used to do that. And then he noticed that I taught him to meow back when I meowed at him. And ever since then, that was very stupid of me, by the way. Megan still blames me for that. Now he'll meow back at you. But he figured out that meowing and meowing and meowing and meowing to get what he wants works. So it's really annoying. Because you'll try to be sleeping, and because he won't sleep anywhere else but our room, and if we don't let him in, he'll sit outside the door and meow and meow and meow and meow and meow. He'll wake me up at like 4 or 5 in the morning meowing because he wants to go outside, and it's so annoying because I'm just laying there and trying to ignore him and go back to sleep, and he just won't shut the fuck up. Is that Thor? It's Loki, yeah. Happy Easter, Tanya. Made my own salad dressing, too. I used roasted garlic, fresh dill, scallions, green onion, lemon juice, and I can't see the rest of that. I'm trying to. Come on, finger, work. A nutritional yeast. Yeah, I used to make mayonnaise and shit all the time. Homemade ranch from shit. But anyways, I used to make a humongous fucking pot of mashed potatoes every day. And when they were done cooking, they had to go in the ricer. And then we would take yesterday's Verblanc sauce. Verblanc, if for people who don't know, is a white wine butter sauce used in like fish. Like it's like a dressing for fish or scallops, seafood, stuff like that. But it's also really good in mashed potatoes. But I used to make a Verblanc sauce every day, which was, it's kind of like making a hollandaise sauce, but with just the butter, kind of. So 6 pounds of butter. We'd have white wine, red onion, peppercorns, bay leaves in the white wine, and we'd reduce it down to like a little bit, and then we'd add 6 pounds of butter, a cube at a time in there, mixing it, and that's Verblanc sauce, a white wine butter sauce. And then we'd put that in the mashed potatoes too. But yeah, we'd cook off all the potatoes, and when I would cook the potatoes like this in the big tub, I'd take a whole head of garlic unpeeled and throw that in there with it too to cook in it. Because it's going through the ricer, so none of those peels are going to be in there. So for those of you who don't know what a ricer is kind of like a strainer, but it has a handle on it that you go like this. And what happens is the potato gets pushed through. So it's kind of like this with the holes, but smaller. And when you're going like this, you have these blades that turn on the inside and push the potato out of the holes of the side. That's how you mash them. And you're like putting them through like a sieve to get all those peels out, so you don't have to peel your potatoes. And I used to have to do that every single day because we did a bunch of different types of mashed potatoes, like depending on what you wanted. So like I'd have my, my hotel pan of mashed potato. I'd put that in a bowl, and then we had like blue cheese and bacon. We'd mix that in the potato, put it on the plate. We had pesto mashed potatoes. You just put a scoop of pesto in there, mix it, put it on the plate. So we do 4 or 5 different types of mashed potato every night too. And we used real buttermilk and butter in our mashed potatoes. All right, so this is done. I'm going to go put some water in it, and then we're going to do our Brussels sprouts. When boiling vegetables, you always go by the rule of thumb. Underground, cold water. Above ground, hot water, right? So like when you're going to boil mashed potatoes, you don't start with hot water. You start with super cold water, right? And then like if you're doing green beans, you're throwing them into boiling water. So underground, cold water. Above ground, they get blanched and hot. Wash my hands real quick. Got all this potato shit all over them. Not really working with the cold water on, but. Alright, there we go. Let's fill these up real quick. I'll be right back. Alright, while that fills up, damn, that is really full. Yeah, let's strain that, make sure we got everything off of it, and then we'll fill it back up with water again. That way any loose peeling and stuff gets knocked off of it. I'm still here, chat. Just a second. All right. That's gonna sit on the oven for a little bit. All right, perfect. All right. I boil my potatoes in chicken bone stock and garlic before I mash. No, I want mashed potatoes. Hey, that sounds good too. Yep. You see what your mom said? No. I'll get to it one day, Ryan, I swear. I called him Zeus one time, yeah. No, what did my mom... Okay, there we go. I got the ham ready, chocolate pie and chocolate mayonnaise cake with homemade peanut butter frosting. Sounds good, Mom. Thank you for doing that. All right, let's get our Brussels sprouts ready. All right, so Brussels sprouts. The only thing I don't like about these throwaway pans is the rubber glue they put on it to hold the packaging that you have to peel off. I just don't like the idea of that sitting where you're on a cooking surface. It's just so weird. You know what I mean? Because the rubber glue that they use to stick the packaging to the thing, I just don't like it. But it peels right off. I still don't like it, but it peels right off. All right. And 10 pounds of potatoes makes a lot of peels. When I was a kid and I wasn't good at peeling potatoes, I used to save the potato peels because I would fry them. Well, first I'd wash them and then I would fry them in oil and make kind of like my own potato skin chips. Those were pretty banging, by the way. The first time I made it, I tried to do it in real butter, and they came out really sloppy because I didn't know, you know, a good way to use butter. Wow, these were not cheap. These were $4 a pound. All right, so Brussels sprouts are like little mini cabbages, right? So the prep work really isn't that hard. You're just going to take the bottom, like an apple or something that you just cut the top off. And then what I do is I just take the first peel or layer off a little bit, and it comes off just like a little cabbage, like a little bok choy. Just like that. And then I just chop them in half, or I chop them into quarters. So I think we'll just do them in half, but man, this is not sharp. This is gonna suck. I think I might have needed more of these. I don't think this was enough. I'll grab some like canned vegetables too, I guess. And then we can do adults with the Brussels sprouts and the kids with the canned stuff, since they probably won't care. A lot of kids don't like Brussels sprouts anyway, so probably just grab some. I think I got some green beans in there I can use. When you're cooking the Brussels sprout, though, you want a little bit of that core to be in there, or it all falls apart. When you're cutting it in half, and then I just core it out like a cabbage, just like that. This is gonna take longer than I thought because I forgot how long these are due. But I don't have a lot of them, so it doesn't matter. It'll be fine. You gonna bake them or saute them? Usually I bake them. So what we do is we chop these up, chat, and we either chop them in half or we quarter them, and then we drizzle some oil in there, a little bit of butter, and then they start getting cooked, salt, pepper, garlic, and then when they're almost done, we sprinkle Parmesan cheese, sprinkle them all over them, and then mix them back up and throw them back up in the oven to crisp up with that cheese on them. They're so fucking good. They're so good. They come out so good. And if you've never had a Brussels sprout, it basically has a very cabbagey smell. Kind of cabbage broccoli. Think of like when you eat broccoli, the stem of the broccoli, that's kind of what these taste like, basically. Is, you know, not the hard part of the stem, but the nice soft part that you enjoy right before like the tree head part. They're just very good. My school used to make roasted Brussels sprouts, but they would just roast them and they were kind of watery. But even as a kid, I liked Brussels sprouts if they were made correctly. Better than eating spinach, that's for sure. Alright, I'm putting nicks into my table here. Being fucking stupid here. I'm gonna grab a plate so I don't keep nicking my table. I wish my chef knife was sharp because I would just use my chef knife. I got a nice big chef knife, but I haven't sharpened it in years. Happy Easter to you too, Sunday. Okay, it's 2 o'clock. 2 hours, so I definitely need to start doing this so I can do the pork tenderloin. You know what? Yeah. If it starts getting closer, I'll start wrapping the pork tenderloin. Yummy. Yeah, this is probably the most labor-intensive part of the whole meal, is doing the Brussels sprouts. So, this is the thing you gotta do. Make sure you have plenty of time to do. Well, I told them to come at 4, but it'll probably be ready. Yeah, around 4:30, 4:40. I have to do some math with the pork tenderloin to make sure that it's how long it's going to take. Pork cooks pretty fast. And like I said, it's not like turkey. You can have a little pink in it. Pink in the turkey's fine. Hey, Ryan, happy Easter. What's up, Ira? Good to see you, buddy. You can eat pork at 145 degrees. It's not a problem. So, all of my Resident Evil 4 fans, the new remake, did you guys see the new Mercenaries mode? It is so fun. Like, Village Mercenaries was kind of boring, and it was just like, this doesn't even seem like Mercenaries, but... And I don't normally play Mercenaries, but I already got my S and S plus rankings in Mercenaries. I think the lowest on the scoreboard, on like the big like world board, was I think I was like 20,000 with Krauser. But it's really fun. It's really fun. I'm kind of sad that they only did like 3 stages. It's not very many stages. And there's only 4 people you can play as. But yeah, it was way better than Village's Mercenaries, whatever that was. It wasn't really Mercenaries. Love the food safety. Oh, the tips. Like talking about what you can cook to. 20 years ago, the food safety, the laws and stuff, they changed the food safety laws so pork and other types of meat could be cooked to 145 because, you know, I know a lot of you guys are probably like, ooh, pink pork, but this isn't the Depression, right? You can eat pink meat. It's okay. You can eat pork just like a steak. It's 145 degrees. You could technically eat it rare if you wanted to. I wouldn't, but you can. I like to cook my pork so it's just a little bit of pink left, like medium well. Like, I don't usually do 145. I usually do like 150. And then I let it rest for like 3-4 minutes. And it comes out pretty banging. So. I forget John works in the restaurant industry too. All right. I mean, a lot of people work in the restaurant industry, right? Man, this is taking for fucking ever, dude. That's it. I'm gonna buy a nicer knife after this. Just a nice little paring knife. Spend like, you know, $100 on it and get a nice, good paring knife. And a sharpening stone. I've never taken the outer leaves off my Brussels sprouts. Why do you take those pieces off? Just curious. Because sometimes they're like lettuce, you know what I mean? Or they have these little brown spots, or, you know, the leaf doesn't look that good to me. Then I'll just peel it off. Just that layer, you know? Like this one. Because while this is cooking, any leaves that are hanging off of it like this might burn before this is actually cooked. You know what I mean? And these will end up being really crispy. And I mean, some people like that. You know, they'll end up being nice and crispy. But if you accidentally cook them a little bit too long, while the normal Brussels sprout would be okay, the leaves will burn or be, you know, too brown, I guess. But yeah, that's why I take the outside leaves off. And I don't do it with all of them. I only do with ones that, you know, look like I should take it off. Like this one looks, yeah, actually they're done. Plus the outside leaves are just, you know, think of it like cabbage, right? You know, when you have a cabbage, and because these are basically just mini cabbages. They look exactly the same. The texture is pretty much the same. That, and I don't like the core in them. So. You don't have to take them off, but like you see right there, that little bit of brown. Yeah, I don't want that on my food. Might affect the flavor. I don't want that. Be right back. Okay, Tanya. I wonder if you could make a Brussels coleslaw. You know what I mean? I mean, it would be more expensive, but I wonder how that would taste since it's basically the same. Because you could shred this up just like, you know, just like regular cabbage. I bet they'd be pretty good, honestly. Might be a little more. Yeah, I think I'll try that out sometime. I'm just getting these ready for Megan because Megan's the one that usually cooks these. I know how to do it, but I like Megan's. So I let Megan do it. Not let her do it, but you know what I mean. I prefer Megan's over mine. You know. And then some stuff that I make she likes better than mine. You know, than hers. Some things just taste better when you don't cook them. You could cook the same thing the same way, but because you cooked it, it doesn't taste as good to you. you know? Because I've been like, oh man, I don't think this came out very good. And everybody else is like, what are you talking about? This is delicious. There's one huge thing you tend to learn in restaurants and apply to everyday life. Makes you a safer person in general, and people thank you for it, even if you don't realize it. But yeah. But, you know, somebody said they, you know, earlier in the stream, somebody said that their pork tenderloin comes out really dry when they make it. And that's probably why, is they're cooking it. They're overcooking it. Usually you want to cook your pork tenderloin. Like, I wrap mine in bacon, which keeps it nice and juicy. But even if I don't wrap it in bacon, and I just make pork tenderloin, you want to elevate it so it's not cooking in its own juices to a certain point, because it'll make it tough. You ever like pan fried a steak, chat? And as it's pan frying, it's kind of boiling in the juices and it turns it gray. It's because your pan's not hard enough when you start. What's up? So it's not hot enough. So that one's so small, I don't even know if I should chop that in half. You guys are home early?
Yeah.
I'll probably do this, chat, and then I'll wrap the pork tenderloins. We'll season them, wrap them, and then, yeah, that'll be it for the stream, I think. I know, you're like, Ryan, all you did was peel potatoes and do Brussels sprouts and show us what you're making. I'll send you guys some pictures of how it comes out.
Mom, can I come in? Where's my child?
All right. Brussels sprouts. Yep. See? Sit in the pan really nice. One more bag. Love to see the finished results, yeah.
You saw him?
Also, if not letting it rest and end up cutting in too early, there could be another reason why their pork could be dry. Yep. Normally, but pork tenderloin only needs to rest for like 3 minutes. It's not like steak. Steak needs way longer. Or roasts. Fucking lasagna's got to rest longer than pork tenderloin. Pork tenderloin's only about 3 minutes. Nothing. Basically, you're pulling it out of the oven, you're putting it on your sideboard, and you just let it rest, and then 3 minutes later, you can cut into it. Pork's pretty tender all in itself. Even when it's dry, it's tender. You know what I mean? Because it's a very lean meat. The tenderloin part, anyways. Yeah, see what I'm talking about, chat? That's why I take those leaves off. Because you never know when. You want to make sure you get those leaves off so they're nice and clean. We'll give them a good spray before we oil them anyways. And it's just so easy to take that layer off with the nastiness. And then you have nothing interfering with your flavor, right? Because that dirt or that brown can make them taste not good. Can mess with the flavor of your food. I don't know about you, but I don't like the taste of dirt. forgot. I gotta cut up all that romaine too. We're making Caesar salad. I think I'm just gonna, instead of dressing it for them, I'm just gonna make the salad and then they can dress it themselves. So I don't want, because it will just last longer that way and not get soggy and shit. Just a second, chat. What? Remind me to sweep under the table after I'm done here, chat. Speaking of lasagna, do you prefer ricotta cheese? I don't like ricotta, to be honest. Ricotta's thicker and makes the lasagna more stable, but I usually use cottage cheese in my lasagna. I like cottage cheese in my lasagna. But the trick to having a nice firm lasagna is a lot of people make that egg mixture, the egg ricotta / cottage cheese mixture, the same day they make lasagna. You're supposed to make that a day ahead of time and let it sit in the fridge for 24 hours. So if you use, so what I usually do is I do half and half ricotta, half cottage cheese, and then I let it sit with the egg mixture in the fridge overnight, and then it's nice and firm. That's how you get your lasagna to stay like this instead of going. If you notice that sometimes when you cook lasagna, you get very different results, that's why it's supposed to sit overnight in the fridge. And a lot of people don't do that. And we're never taught to do that. But yes, it's supposed to, that egg mixture is supposed to sit 24 hours ahead of time. So it can firm up.
Jared? Yeah? Did you take a shower? I did yesterday. I was wondering how old.
Yeah, you did last night. I don't know. I just noticed, chat, you see like how this outside leaf has like a shine to it, but the one underneath doesn't? That's another reason why I kind of tend to take these off. Might be OCD, but I don't like the look of it. And see how much more greener that outside leaf is? See how greener it is? I just tend to think of it like it's a skin of the Brussels sprout, like the skin of an apple kind of thing. Hold on just a second, chat. I have a message appearing on my thing. There we go. You guys are keeping me company while I do all the prep work for my food. 2 hours to go. I wonder how long those mashed potatoes are going to take to cook. Probably like 40 minutes. I'll probably turn them on in like an hour. And then I'll make sure the butter and the stuffing, water is ready. Make sure I have my pork tenderloins all seasoned and ready to go. I'll probably wrap them in bacon, put them in the pan, put them back in the fridge until they're ready to cook. Or I might leave them out for like a half hour, 40 minutes so they cook more evenly. Psst, get out of here. Cat trying to eat plastic like an idiot. Huh, baby? Just doing a little live stream of the prep.
You guys cannot come home and make
Baby, I'm gonna sweep it up after. Oh, yeah. Be messy.
What about it?
Well, I'm gonna take.
Come home and throw it on the floor.
Your package paper on the floor.
I put it in the trash.
Okay, where's the box?
It's all the phone.
Her old phone or her new? Why is
She tell you?
What's up, Jerome? Meg, yes, Meg. Meg worked a double yesterday, so we let Meg sleep. She was tired. You know what I mean? Meg was tired. Hunter was looking in there earlier for a specific Lego.
Okay. I just literally, when I went to bed last night, my house was kind of clean, and I had people coming over, and now it's a mess.
Okay, well, I'm gonna sweep after I'm done with this.
I was gonna do that today.
Then I'll wash the table too. But the potatoes are all done. This is all done. This is almost done. I was looking to see because we could make a pudding pie or something, but I didn't see the pistachio over there.
I have pistachio,
I know somewhere, yeah.
but I don't know that these are any good.
Well, they're Best Buy, not rotten, you know. So it's not gonna hurt anybody. One of them was like 3-4 months ago, so I'm sure it's fine.
Which one was?
The
The cheaper one.
nope, the other one.
Which one's? That's 2022.
Both of them are 2022, but one's December.
Well, this one's April.
Okay,
That's
so
a
it's the
year
other
ago.
one then.
I forgot I even had those.
It's just Best Buy. It's not gonna be rotten. Worst case, the very worst case, they might have been stale, but I don't think they are. Oh, you got that Jell-O cheesecake one? You could actually get rid of the stuff in the pan and just use the pan.
It's gonna be interesting.
Huh?
I need to do it.
Doesn't. Alright.
Oh, really old.
Almost done. We just got a little bit left. These little cabbagey fucking...
Should we cook those rolls now and then just warm them up?
No, they only take 10 minutes.
Oh, okay. The frozen ones?
Yep.
Oh, okay. I've never
They're
had
like
them.
little ciabatta rolls. They're really good. I've had them before. I'm going to melt a little butter to brush on top of them before they go in the oven.
Why is this cat constantly in my face crying?
Because that's what he does.
Baby, he did it for 2 hours straight earlier.
I know.
I literally was losing my mind. I couldn't get him to stop, and I
I threw him outside.
so tired.
Threw him outside. Happy Easter, twin. What's up, Dustin? I made a pistachio
Who is that?
dessert. I took 3 packets of Ritz crackers, crumbled them up, and mixed them with butter for the crust. You know what's really good for like, you know, Jell-O pies, you know, like pudding pies or cheesecakes. You take leftover chocolate chip cookies and you grind them up in like a Roboco or a blender. Not too fine. And then you just put like a tablespoon or 2 of melted butter in there and just press it into the pan. Banging. Banging. Just as good as graham cracker crust. Same thing. So mom made a mayonnaise cake,
She said she was going to.
peanut butter frosting, and she made a chocolate pie, and she grabbed that apple pie. Fake apple pie.
Stuff, right?
I don't even like apple pie. I don't care.
Well, good, then don't complain.
I'm not complaining. I was joking.
Sound like you're complaining.
I was joking. I love
What are
it.
you doing to these?
What? I'm cutting them in half.
And
coring
those
them.
are awful big. I do them in quarters.
Well, I was going to ask you, but I figured the littles could just have some canned green beans or something.
My kids like these. That's all
That's
the,
the littles. Should I cut these again? Yeah.
I would, baby. I can do them if you want.
Yeah, I'm almost done. I was gonna go back through and cut some of the bigger ones
Yeah,
into
let's-
quarters. That's why I didn't cut
It's
out
just they don't
all the
cook-
core.
Mostly it's because they don't cook as quick.
Yeah, and you want that nice crispiness. Yeah, but that's why I left a little bit of the core in there. You know what I mean? I left
Oh,
the
no, I like-
outskirts
yeah.
of the core. Usually core them, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Well, I cut the ends off and then.
You don't take the core out? Like with cabbage?
Nope. I cut
No?
the end off.
Alright. Well, shit.
I cut the end off. Like, just cut it off. Like
It's gonna
this.
take forever.
Like this. That's perfect. You said it's gonna take forever?
I don't
have my finger.
Look at your finger. I was just
My
prepping these
hand
for
is
you anyway.
asleep.
I was just prepping these for you. So that you could
Sorry, I'm just
do what
going
you
in
want
my
with
room.
them. You know what I mean? I was just going to prep them and toss them back in the fridge until...
Okay.
So I don't know how long they take.
Ew. You thought that was gonna be good?
That was pretty rubbery. Not going to lie.
Did you put a piece of cabbage in your mouth like that?
Mm-hmm.
Ew.
No, it's good. Yum, yum, yum. A little tougher, but it was still good. Yeah, that's good. That's another reason why I peel the first layer or two off, because they're kind of rubbery.
There.
So you get to that cabbagey goodness
Little
underneath.
be fine.
Oh, I overcut that. Shit.
You can't overcut it. It's fine.
I cut them in half the wrong way.
It's fine.
Yeah, they're a little fibrous, not gonna lie, but... Oh, somebody sent 65 stars. Who was that? Jerome Pate. Did you play God of War Ragnarok? Yep. The minute it came out, I played it. And then I beat it in like 2 or 3 sittings. I didn't like it as much as the first God of War. It was good, but I just think the first one was better. I don't know what I didn't like about... Kratos has just always been such a raw, angry guy. And in the first one, at least he was quiet and sullen, you know what I mean? But in the new one, he's just feelings. And it's just... I don't know. I just didn't like it as much. I don't think it was bad. I just think, like, the Valkyrie fights were so much cooler in the first one. And like I said, it wasn't bad. It's just, I think the first one was better. Josh Grissom, how you doing? Never had a raw sprout? Tastes kind of like a fibrous broccoli. Like I said, I was thinking about making like a coleslaw out of Brussels sprouts sometime. And see how that tastes. Since they're basically the... Because I've had fennel slaw, and fennel slaw is really good. Like a summer slaw where they use fennel instead of cabbage. It's pretty banging. Hi, John. What's up, Tristan? How you doing? Good to see you. What did I see? Allison Rogers, love you. What is mayonnaise cake? That was really big during, like, the Depression. Mayonnaise cake. It's a very moist chocolate cake made with mayonnaise, basically. And peanut butter frosting. Yeah. During the Depression, they made all kinds of stuff. Because mayonnaise has your eggs and your fat for your cake in it. You know what I mean? And if you, during the Depression, couldn't afford butter, you could use the mayonnaise, which was oil, to make your cake. Be surprised, there's a lot of Depression era stuff that's actually pretty good. But yeah, it ends up coming out very, very moist. Very, very moist cake. Come on, you fucking... There we go. Alright, almost done, and then we're going to get to the resistance. Taste the resistance. The bacon-wrapped pork tenderloin. I'll show you guys how to do it. How I do it. You can feel free to adapt the recipe to said needs. Alright, I need a drink. Better. Yeah, grilled cheese with mayonnaise. I've had it. I've been broke. But, I mean, it's just oil. That's literally what you're using to make the grilled cheese. It's oil. Tastes delicious. When I make grilled cheese, man, I love to use real butter to make grilled cheese. And then I make a garlic real butter. And it makes the grilled cheese kind of like a garlic grilled cheese. And it's just garlic bread grilled cheese. And it's just delicious. That's another thing I'll do. When I have like leftover, you know, like cheese Texas toast from like a pasta night. And I have a couple pieces left over. I'll make a cheeseburger and use the Texas toast as my bread. And then the cheese is already on the burger. You know, I usually put American on there too, but yeah. Or I'll do it with chicken burgers. A little bit of mayonnaise on there and make a chicken burger with a Texas toast. You know, with a Texas toast as my bread. Comes out banging. I always make my grilled cheese with mayo. Yep, good. I haven't had one like that in a long time because I just use butter, but yeah. Good on hot dog rolls too if you want to make hot dogs. You know, like some people really like grilled rolls, but some people don't like how oily they can come out sometimes. You can use mayonnaise on those too to toast them slightly. Yeah, mayonnaise is just fat. You know what I mean? It's eggs and oil. It's delicious. You know, like up in Canada and shit, like when they have, you know, breakfast and shit, we always knew when the Canadians came down because they all have potatoes with mayonnaise. Or they dip their french fries in mayonnaise. They don't use ketchup. When they have breakfast, they use mayonnaise on the side instead of ketchup. Which I fucking love mayonnaise. I put it on everything. I love mayonnaise. A little too much. Bad for you if you eat too much of it. A lot of people have never had like fresh homemade mayonnaise, but it's good. It really is. Plus, there's different types of mayonnaise. You ever notice like sometimes the jar will say heavy duty mayonnaise? There's a reason for that. Heavy duty mayonnaise is like the top quality that you get like in a restaurant in like the big jugs. And then usually the cheaper the mayonnaise, the thinner it is, the more liquidy it is. Because it's not supposed to be all liquidy and shit. It's supposed to be thicker. And then aioli is basically mayonnaise, but instead of vinegar, you use lemon juice to make it. Though mayonnaise can have lemon juice in it too. Like some mayonnaise uses that. But fresh mayonnaise is literally delicious. If you've never had it, you should definitely try it in your lifetime if you've never had it. You ever had Kewpie mayonnaise? Delicious. Nope. Can't say that I have. But I've made all kinds of fresh homemade mayonnaise before. A little labor intensive, but it's not hard. If you have a Roku or a blender, you can make mayonnaise. You know, as long as it whisks quickly and you just pour the oil in slowly. What I used to do is, in the Roku, I would put my eggs and my egg yolks and everything. And then what I had was this little spout that I would hook up to the top of the jug. Or if I had, you know, like a can of oil, I just poke a small hole in it. And then I would hang it over the Roku. And then while it's mixing, the oil that I need would drizzle in there. And I would have to stand there and hold it. And I don't have to mix it because the blade's mixing it. So I made all my mayonnaise and shit right in the Roku. It would take away less time. All right. Hour and a half. All right. I'm good. Almost done. I gotta double check my temperature. I'm pretty sure 350 is what I want for my pork tenderloin, but 350. Yeah, 350. 350. 350. 350. And it's like so many minutes per pound. I can't remember. I'll just check a recipe online. I'm 900% sure it's $3.50 for about an hour. Anyway, when you make bacon wrap pork tenderloin, after you cook it in the oven for like 15-20 minutes to half an hour, depending on how thick it is, make sure you have some tin foil that you can drape over the top. You're not covering it. You're just slightly putting it on top. That way your bacon doesn't burn. Because if it's too thick, your bacon's going to cook before your pork does, and then you'll end up with burnt bacon. You don't want that, so just make sure that you have some loose tin foil. You can kind of make like a tent over it. That's what I do, is I'll take the tin foil and I'll kind of angle the middle up like a tent, and then, you know, like the pan, having it like this, it comes out like this, like a tent, so it's not quite covering it. That way it has plenty of air to still crisp up and not turn the meat gray, because you don't want to wrap your pork tenderloin in like tin foil, because it'll make it very gray. It's not ribs, you know. All right, 2 left. I'm so glad I started at 1 o'clock, because I almost was like, I can start at 2 and be fine. Megan would have had to help me at that point.
I would have helped you.
I know.
I didn't know you were doing it.
I know, baby. I said Megan would have had to help me, because I would have quickly realized I would have run out of time. But I'm doing this a lot slower because I was talking to you guys, you know what I mean?
Don't listen to him. He's lying.
What? I would fly through this stuff.
Sure.
It's just prep job.
Oh, that's
You wouldn't know, but he ever watched me in a kitchen?
He agrees with everything I say. He just don't agree with what I say.
I know.
After I'm joking with Dad.
Buddy, I worked in a kitchen for 20 years. I think I know how to work in a kitchen. All right, these are done. All right.
I got a problem.
What?
I mean, it's not a major problem. It's just-
Oh, it's the way you said it.
Well, yeah, this is what I got for olive oil. That's a problem.
You have to use olive oil?
Yeah.
Try the peanut oil.
I don't want peanut oil.
Okay. Mix 'em.
Where would I go about doing that?
That's extra virgin anyway. Is that what you usually use?
Well, sometimes I'd have the regular.
That's not enough.
I don't know. Maybe.
Huh.
I don't know. I have to see what it looks like in the pan. I'll measure it. I just. Even if.
All right, hold on, chat. We're sweeping up our mess here. Because cleanliness is good. I never understood waiting till the end to clean everything up when you can just keep it clean the whole time. All right. So here's all our waste from this morning. A big, huge bag of it, but... Put these back in the fridge. Say goodbye. Oh, here you guys go. This is the end result. Whoops. Nice green. And then, like I said, Megan will olive oil them. And then, right when they're almost done, Parmesan and Romano. You just put it all over the Brussels sprouts and put them back in the oven until they're nice and crispy. Okay, let's pull out these pork tenderloins so we can wrap them.
A vacation. I need a vacation. What's that?
God damn it.
Yeah, but I mean like a tropical island warm vacation.
April. What does it say?
I checked them all. They all were fine when I just bought them 2 days for 38.
All right, 2.5.
Um,
2.5. 2.5. Perfect. All the same ish weight. It's cat food. Alright. Oh, and then we got shredded for the I use both in the Caesar salad. I use shredded and powder. What is that? Okay, that's the romaine. Oh no, it's hickory. Well, maybe it won't be too hickory smelling. I hope not. Fuck. Hold on, Chad. I'll be right back.
good job.
Okay. Just a second, chat. When I come off the screen like that, does it mess with the screen? All right, let's put this over here. All right, chat. Hickory. I mean, bacon wrap pork tenderloin. All right. So. Probably do this over. All right, hold on, chat. I'm gonna cut these open and get the blood out. You know, the leftover stuff off of them, and then like that. You throw away this plastic. You say they go bad the 19th. Smell the best.
Every day. No, it's fine. I'm just wondering who did it.
These stink.
What?
When I opened them up, the bag smelled. Oh, it smells fine.
Are you sure?
The bag, whatever was leaking in them.
How many did I buy? 4?
2.
No, I bought 3 of them.
How many in the bag are 2 apiece?
Oh, there's 2 in each bag?
I guess so. I thought there were 1, but I guess they're 2. That's okay. They'll just cook faster.
I didn't know that. Rinse them, baby. Don't.
I'm just
I'd rinse them.
sure.
What's the date on them? I know I checked it.
19.
Yeah.
They're fine, baby. They don't stink. There's a bag.
Big.
Plus, one of them was leaking.
You're not boiling the potatoes like this, right?
Yeah, why?
Because that is not going to work in that pan.
Huh?
That puppy is boiling over.
Right, well,
No, it's fine.
I'm gonna take one or two out. Anyway.
Hunter buddy, wait. Just wait. Thank you for helping, but wait.
Wait for what?
No, he's looking up the mattress.
Normally do this. I don't understand, chat. They literally cut these in half. I can see that they used to be whole, and why they wouldn't leave it whole. Baby, look. Baby, you can see where that was one whole piece of meat. Why would they cut it? I thought they were whole tenderloins. That's okay. It'll just take less time to cook. Yeah, that was a blood clot, by the way. Yeah, that's fine. No, they were a little stinky at first. What's what, baby? Oh, don't worry.
It's fine. You're really
Yeah, I didn't know. I forgot to say not to grab hickory smoked.
I didn't grab hickory smoke.
This is hickory. Hickory smoked.
Well, wait. I'll go across the street and grab some bacon.
What's wrong with the bacon?
It's normal bacon, isn't it?
Does it smell really hickory? Yeah, you smell it, right? It's got the wood smoked flavor. It's not, I mean,
I just will have her grab some of this for
I think it would be fine, honestly. I don't think it's a big deal.
Are you sure?
Hickory just has a little bit of a different flavor,
Do
you
you
know?
want me to have her grab a different one?
No, it's cooling down. It'll be okay. All right, chat, here we go. Sorry, I was off the screen for a minute. All right, so we got our 6 pork tenderloins.
Are you almost done?
So for pork, you want them to be, see how they're kind of pink, but they're not bright pink, which is not a horrible thing if they are bright pink, but that's what you're looking for. You can tell that they're starting to go bad because you'll see a gray kind of go through them, like a grayish
Did you say
grossness.
they're going bad?
Oh,
Oh.
I
Making
said
me nervous.
that's what you look for.
Oh, you're making me nervous.
No, I just was a little weirded out because when I open that,
Yeah.
sometimes meat's a little funny smelling when you open it.
Oh, I know. The chicken does.
But once it hits the air, the bloom. Plus, your meat is gonna brighten after being out exposed to oxygen for like 10-15 minutes. It's called the blooming process, like with steaks. They'll bloom and start turning a pinker color. All right, there we go. All right, so now bacon wrap pork tenderloin. So we're gonna salt and pepper all this, just a little bit of salt. I don't want to over salt them. So salt. Normally I would use kosher salt, but we don't have any kosher salt. All right, and we're gonna flip them. Actually, no, hold on. There's a lot of juice in here, and I don't want that juice in there because I don't want them to boil. What, baby? What? She's way too early. Well, I guess my mom's here. Hour and a half early. Whatever.
Brian, they're literally all here. Didn't you say
I told them 4 o'clock. It's 4 o'clock. Yeah, that's really early.
I don't care. I don't mind.
I do. I had stuff I wanted to do.
I'm not gonna be done
Huh?
for a couple hours.
Yeah, that's, yeah.
And
and there's not a whole hell of a lot to lose it.
Gabby, you really need to go.
Gabby, you need to hurry up.
I'm going as fast as I can.
Okay, girl. Is that all clean?
Oh, family. No, it's not clean. Sorry, I was making room for the. So seasoning meat, you know, I'm going to talk to you guys like you've never done it before, right? You want to make sure that everything gets seasoned equally. You want it on all sides. So I like garlic on mine. Don't go overboard with the salt, okay? These are put into a brine to help with it. All right, salt. Hey, what's up, baby? How you doing?
Good.
Is there anything in the car you need help carrying?
I think there's just the crock pot left, but I think I'm just going to get it.
What's going on, big guy?
Hey,
Oh, what you're making.
bacon wrap pork tenderloin.
Nice.
All right, chat.
Yeah.
So, bacon wrap pork tenderloin. Make sure you got your bacon. You don't need any toothpicks or anything. Just take your bacon,
Live video.
and you're gonna start at the rump of it, and then you're just
Get
gonna.
out of it.
You don't want to cover it. You're gonna do it like 4/5 of the way, right? So you have just a little bit of bacon, and then because you want enough that it's gonna hold it, but when it shrinks, it's not gonna be too tight, right? So 4/5 of the bacon. So there's no space in between, but it's just gently overlapping. Plus, if you use too much, and then you're gonna go from the end point of the last piece, and just like I just did, you're just gonna wrap it back around, nice and tight, not too tight.
We're
You're gonna
good.
gently roll it over the top,
Yeah.
just like that. See?
Oh, I can't ruin this interview.
Be okay, baby. You guys are an hour and a half early. I wasn't expecting you.
Oh,
Told
yeah.
Mom
I
4.
think we just got bored.
Told my mom 4. That's okay. I just don't have anything for you guys to do. All right, there's that. So we got Brussels sprouts, which are over there. Mashed potatoes.
Hey, my boy,
Hey, old man.
what do you want this thing?
I'll move out of your way.
Just a second. What is it?
Check on the baby.
What is that?
It's a ham. I set it on top of the washer and dryer, what do you
I
think
got
it
a
is?
slip, but
Huh?
what's over here?
What? You haven't cooked that yet?
No, I told you 4, Mom.
I know. I
Over
know.
there.
I don't
It's
expect to eat.
2:30.
I came down. Can I biz that?
Yeah, pork doesn't take that long, Mom.
No, I know. You did say 4.
Yeah, okay.
And yeah.
Okay, then yeah, everything's gonna be fine.
I can help you do whatever too if you need me
Nope,
to.
I'm good. So, chat, you're gonna do that just like I was talking about. You just gently layer the bacon, and then you start at the end piece each time, and then just gently wrap, just like that. Boom. If you don't have a lot of, no, it's okay.
He's on Facebook.
Oh,
Smile, you're on candid camera.
Wrap. That's from the 90s. All right, boom. And I think we can get, oh, see. This is what happens, Chad. I wasn't paying attention. I didn't wrap that tight enough, so it came apart. We don't want that to happen, so you need to make sure it's nice and tight. This will also help keep the shape of your food, because if everything is a uniform shape, it cooks uniformly. You don't want one piece to be way bigger than the other. You know what I mean? We're almost there. That should be about... See what I'm doing here, chat? You get this nice layered bacon. Sorry, Chad, I wasn't expecting them so early. All right, boom. And there you go. You got your bacon wrapped pork tenderloin. Nice and easy. Easy to do. No toothpicks required. It's kind of like butcher twining it. You know what I mean? And then boom, it goes in the pan. Nice and easy. Let's show you guys again. Okay? Wrap it nice and tight. Shit, man, I hope this is enough bacon. So, chat, I thought this was 3 pork tenderloins, not 6 smaller pork tenderloins, so I might actually not have enough bacon in here. If I do a third of a package for each roast, it should be enough. Worst case, the store across the street has bacon. I can use that. So when you do your bacon, chat, you want like medium cut bacon. You can use the bigger cut bacon, but you don't want it too thick, right? Because if it's too thick, it's going to take longer to cook. You don't want it too thin either, though, because then the bacon will burn before your pork is ready. So like I said, chat, it's really not hard. You see what I'm doing here? You're just covering it with a little bit. If you're not very good with your hands, you can hold it like this. Okay? Put your finger back up, cut it back around, and then you are doing it tauntly, right? You want it to be tight-ish. Not too tight, but tight-ish. That way when it shrinks, because your meat's going to shrink about 30%, your bacon should shrink with it. And then that way everything is kept nice. See what I'm doing here, chat? It actually helps if you kind of hold it down like that. That way you're not... Just always find the last place you had bacon. So when you go back around and do it tautly, you can hold it tight. I try to end it so the bacon is facing me and ready to be picked up. Tanya Loreno wants to join you on video. I'm guessing you didn't do that on purpose, Tanya. Gonna be yummy. Yep. I was scared because some hickory, bacon can be kind of woody tasting. You know what I mean? And some hickory can be kind of overpowering when you make meat. But this smells really good. See, that kind of started coming off a little bit. All right, there we go. Boom. Man, I don't even know if this is all gonna fit in this one pan. Damn. I might have to cook this on 2 pans. I might have to cook 2 pans of this. This might be too much to fit in one pan. Like I said, I thought this was going to be 3 pork tenderloins, not 6 pork tenderloins. They're smaller tenderloins, but I didn't think I was going to have 6 of them. I don't know if this is going to be enough bacon. I'm going to have to try a little harder here. So, if you're worried about not having enough, chat, what you can do is make sure it's really tight or tighter, and you're covering less of it with a tautness. But yeah, this already smells delicious, and I haven't even cooked it yet. Nice and tight.
You can go to any campground, you just can't go to a state park. I wanted to do. Well, that's because I would love.
What's up, baby? You just watching? It's nice and easy. See? What you're doing is you're taking a little bit of the. So you see the end? You're just kind of using a little bit of the other end, and that keeps the bacon wrapped on there. That way it holds the bacon on there, so you don't need like toothpicks or something. Need another knife.
That's hard because you can't
When you
get
got a
that
big
scratch.
camper, when you got a big camper, it's hard to pack up and move 15, 20 feet. It's a lot of work.
All right. Hope I have enough bacon here. Think I'll have enough. If not, we'll have to take some pieces off the other ones and see if we can wrap them a little bit better. Oh, this bacon's nice and wide. Yeah, this is thinner, but it's wider. Perfect. All right, where's the end of this?
You put bacon on your pork?
Yeah. Do you want bacon's made out of? Piggy. And what is...
What I'm gonna do is just peel the bacon off.
You're gonna peel the bacon off.
Yep, and eat it.
You don't like bacon? You don't like bacon?
I love bacon.
Okay. Well, you can do that. This will make the pork taste even better because the bacon's nice and fatty, and that will give some flavor to the pork tenderloin because tenderloin's kind of leaner and doesn't have a lot of fat. So you're using the fat of the bacon to make this taste a little bit better. Yeah?
You do cooking shows on your phone?
That's what I'm doing right now, baby. All right. Tenderloin number 3. Boom. So salt, pepper, garlic. You can use rosemary, thyme, if you want to. I just do salt, pepper, garlic. I keep it simple. All right, next. Yeah, this is nice and thick. This is a lot easier to wrap.
Wait, they hear you and everything?
Huh?
They hear you and everything?
Yeah, they can hear me right now. There's a couple people watching.
Well, we should have a big enough camper so the dog, it won't be that bad. Right.
This will be tighter.
I got a bunny.
Oh, you got a bunny? Wow, is that for Easter?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
And we have a real
you
bunny.
get some candy?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. What's your favorite kind of candy?
Hershey Kisses.
Hershey Kisses, yeah. I like Hershey Kisses. You ever had a Hershey Hug?
Nope.
They're just like the Kisses, except they have vanilla mixed in.
Cool.
Learning how to cook
Mm-hmm.
from the master.
With the master. About
That's a
that.
good thing to learn. Look at that baby. You like bacon.
I wasn't planning. When I opened these up, I thought I had 3 pork tenderloins, not 6 smaller ones. So I might not have enough bacon to do this. I'm gonna have to go to the store and get some more bacon. Yep, I think I'm gonna need another package. Damn. Yeah. Shit. Is Megan out there?
What's up, buddy?
Megan out there?
Yep. Megan.
Or is she outside?
She's out in the room, I guess.
Wait. That's the
Let's turn
bathroom.
this on.
This is the kitchen.
Yeah, old man.
There's 2 living rooms.
Hold on, chat. I need to open this oven because I think there's a pizza box in there. Alright, there.
Oh, yeah, can I plug that in? I need to plug my,
Plug it in, Mom. Yeah, just a
crock
minute.
pot somewhere.
Finish this. We're almost done, chat. We're almost done. And then I'll send you guys some pictures of how it came out. Which I'm already guessing because it already smells delicious. Just sitting here. I already know what it's basically going to taste like. Oh yeah, that's going to be nice and good. We got salt and pepper. It's not going to be salty. Told Megan I wouldn't need more bacon, but I was wrong. I'm going to need 1 more pack of bacon.
Collecting dust. Hazel's the only one that plays, and that's like rarely. Again, rarely. Timberly will try and play Spyro every once in a while, but then I just end up doing it.
This last pack has like some really shredded bacon. It's kind of hard to work with here. Tell, is this one piece or two pieces? Oh, it's just a really thick piece. Alright, whatever. Make it work. Almost there, shot. Some hickory bacon, be overpowered, yeah. Will the bacon cook well on both sides? Yes. Well, yeah, we're gonna flip it. I'm also gonna, I might split this up into 2 pans because I wasn't expecting 6 of these. I was expecting 3 bigger ones. But that's okay. We'll just put one on a roasting pan. And it'll just take up more in the oven. Not a big deal. Sometimes. I don't see him right now. He was in there earlier.
They look pretty cool.
Yeah.
I remember how they were tender last year.
Yep. Hold all that juice in.